In this video, we are going to look at how to reverse park a car into a parking spot using a 45-degree method. Many people have raised concerns about the potential issue with using the 90-degree method to reverse park. So in this video, we are going to explore an alternative method. Some people have commented that with the 90-degree method, you risk losing your intended parking spot to another driver. Although rare, it happens. Often, the problem is not necessarily the parking method itself, but rather the lack of communication between drivers. It's crucial that the driver behind you is aware of your intentions to park. You can ensure this by putting on an indicator and braking early. If you don't signal in time, no matter which method, so 90-degree or 45-degree method you are using, it could lead to confusion for drivers behind, especially in busy car parks. Speed also plays a crucial role here. Remember that speed is another form of communication between drivers. If you slow down well in time, drivers behind will typically give you enough space, making parking easier. However, if you slow down too late, they may assume you are going to continue driving and end up stopping too close to you, which in turn make it hard to park. Now the question is, should you learn 45-degree method or 90-degree method? Actually, it's best to learn both techniques because in some situations it's best to do 90-degree method, and in other situations it's best to use 45-degree method. Having addressed these common issues, let's now shift our focus to learning how to reverse park on the left using the 45-degree method. As with our previous reverse parking videos, we'll first discuss the theory and then I'll demonstrate this maneuver inside a parking spot. Once we've located our target parking spot, we check the rear view and left side mirror, then indicate left. The next step is to position as close to our target parking spot as possible. We don't want to be positioned too far to the middle like this. If we do that, we won't have enough space to put the car at a 45-degree angle. So position like so, about 50 centimeters or half a meter from our target parking spot. Step 3 is to drive forward, then stop when the left side mirror has just reached the second line of our target parking spot. This is our first reference point. Step 4. We now have to put the car at a 45-degree angle, but before we do this, we have to make sure it's safe by checking no cars are coming from the front and no car is trying to overtake us from behind. Checking before putting the car at a 45-degree angle is crucial, as angling the car without checking can lead to a collision with vehicles trying to overtake. To put the car on a 45-degree angle, we turn the steering wheel full lock to the right while moving slowly. So the question is, when do we stop? What we are looking for is this line here. When this line starts appearing in our left side mirror, it's time to stop. This is our second reference point. Now we are ready to start the maneuver. We first prepare, observe, then reverse. To prepare, we select the reverse gear. To observe, we look in our mirrors, blind spots, and physically look at the rear. We then start the maneuver if it is safe to do so. If there is someone approaching from the front or overtaking us from the back, we might have to stop and see whether they'll wait for us to finish parking or if they'll go around us. Car park users can be unpredictable, so it's important that we know what others are doing. Now, we turn the steering wheel full lock to the left while moving slowly. Remember, speed, time, and distance go hand in hand, and we can overshoot our target parking spot if we move too fast. Also, we should try not to steer while stationary, as this is dry steering and over time can cause undue wear and tear to our car tires. We also have to remember to reverse at a slow pace, as this will allow more control and precision. It also increases time to react, observe your surroundings, and make necessary adjustments. Step 7. As you reverse, continuously check both side mirror to ensure you are clearing the parked vehicles on each side. Avoid tunnel vision, which means not focusing at one mirror for too long. Instead, regularly shift your focus between the left and the right side mirror to maintain a full awareness of your surroundings. Once the car is almost straight, we have to make the tires of the car straight. To straighten the tires in most vehicles, we turn the steering wheel about 1.5 turn to the right to make the tires straight. Finally, we need to ensure the there is equal space on the left and the right hand side of our vehicle. We can do this by checking the reversing camera, or maybe for example opening the doors. If we are happy with the way we parked, shift the gear selector to park, engage the handbrake or the parking brake, and turn off the engine. If we are driving a manual car, we can leave the car in first gear or reverse for safety reasons. As you get more experience, you will start doing this quicker. So you come, position properly. Once the mirror passes the first line of the parking spot, you put the car on a 45-degree angle and ensure you can see this line. Into reverse gear, check around, and turn the steering wheel full lock to the left while moving slowly. Monitor both mirrors, and once you are inside your target parking spot, straighten the tires. So once you get the experience, you will be able to do this whole maneuver within about 30 seconds. However, to learn this, you need to start slowly. Otherwise, if you rush it, you'll find it difficult. Also, if you are doing this on your driving test, I will advise you to take your time and make sure you do all your checks and follow the steps. Now, let's look at how to do a 45-degree reverse parking inside the car park. So remember that once we choose our target parking spot, we want to check the rear view mirror and left side mirror, then indicate left about 15 to 20 meters before we reach our target parking spot. It's important to indicate because we want to let other car park users know about our intention to stop and park on the left. Failing to indicate can cause people behind us getting impatient and do unsafe overtakes or stopping too close, which will leave no room for us to reverse. We now position the car about half a meter or 50 centimeters from our target parking spot, so not too close or too far. Remember, 1 meter is equivalent to a door length or about 3 or 4 feet, so you want to stop about half of a car door length. Step 3 is to drive past our target parking spot, then stop when the left side mirror has just passed the second line of our target parking spot. So this is my target parking spot. I come next to it and make sure my mirror is in line with this line. Even if it's slightly past, that's fine. Sometimes you can even put the mirror in the middle of the first parking spot from the one you want to park in, especially if the road is narrow. Another tip I can give you is to lean forward to improve your spatial perception. If you look from this angle, it may appear that the mirror has lined up, but for example, if I stand outside, you notice that the mirror is actually not lined up yet, which is why leaning forward may be useful. The next step is to put the car at a 45-degree angle. But before we do this, we have to make sure that no cars are coming from the front and no car is trying to overtake us from behind. To put the car on a 45-degree angle, we turn the steering wheel full lock to the right while moving slowly. Here we need to move forward and make sure that we can see that second line of our target parking spot in our left side mirror. This is our second reference point. As I move forward, I can see the second line of my target parking spot, so I stop, put the car in reverse and carry out observations. So I check the right hand side blind spot, right side mirror, rear view mirror, left side mirror, and also left side blind spot. I also need to physically look at the rear. Next, I turn the steering wheel full lock to the left while moving slowly. We then want to continue moving slowly until we are in our target parking spot. Continue reversing while monitoring the side mirrors to make sure we are clearing the parked vehicles on both sides. Remembering to avoid tunnel vision, which means staring at one mirror for too long. So we regularly shift our focus from left and right side mirror and even check the reversing camera if we have one. Once we are inside our target parking spot and almost straight, we need to start straightening up the tires. To do this, we turn the steering wheel about 1.5 turn to the right while moving slowly. Sometimes you can even make some minor adjustment like I'm doing here. Step 8. The last step is to make sure our car is inside our target parking spot and straight. Also, we need to ensure there is equal space on the left and the right hand side of our vehicle. We can do this by maybe, for example, checking the reversing camera or even opening the doors. If we are happy with the way we parked, shift the gear selector to park, engage the parking brake or the handbrake and turn off the engine. If we are driving a manual car, we can leave the car in first gear or reverse for safety reasons. Here are some mistakes to avoid: dry steering, reversing too fast, improper steering techniques, and finally, not carrying out observations. So what do you think? Do you prefer to use 90-degree technique or 45-degree technique? That's it for this video, and I hope you learned something from it. Feel free to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more driving related videos. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment down below. Also, best of luck for those preparing for their practical driving tests, and see you in future driving related videos.